You know that concert ticket in your wallet? Or maybe the parking stub sitting on your car's dashboard? What if I told you they're hiding a pretty powerful legal secret? Today, we are going to uncover the wild story hidden in that tiny fine print. And believe it or not, it all starts with a simple piece of paper. I mean, think about it. You get these little slips of paper everywhere you go, right? For parking, a show, even your dry cleaning. And they are all covered in this teeny tiny print. But are you actually on the hook for rules you've probably never even read? Well, the answer, and this is the crazy part, comes from a story that's over 100 years old. All right, let's jump back in time to Victorian England. We're going to meet a guy named Mr. Parker. He was just doing a totally normal, everyday thing, checking his bag at a train station. He had absolutely no idea that this one little action was about to kick off a legal battle that would literally reach all the way into your pocket today. So get this. The year is 1877. Mr. Parker drops his bag at the cloakroom, pays the fee, gets his little paper ticket, and goes about his day. Simple enough. But when he comes back, his bag is gone. Just vanished. And what starts out as a super frustrating moment is about to turn into a huge legal showdown. Okay, and this is where a pretty straightforward problem, a lost bag, gets really complicated. It's suddenly not just about the bag anymore. It's about how much that bag was worth, and more importantly, who was going to pay for it.
Just look at the difference here. On one side, you've got Mr. Parker, who says his bag and everything in it was worth 24 pounds, which was a lot of money back then. But on the other side, the railway company points to that little ticket and says, nope, sorry, our liability is capped at just 10 pounds.
So you have to be asking, where did they even get this 10-pound number? Did they just make it up on the spot? Not at all. The answer was printed right there on the very ticket they had handed to Mr. Parker. And there it is. This is the heart of the whole fight, printed right on the back of the ticket. Lawyers have a name for this. They call it an exclusion clause. And the railway's argument was pretty simple. This ticket isn't just a receipt, it's a contract. And Mr. Parker was stuck with its terms, whether he'd read them or not.
And this brings us to the biggest question of all. See, Mr. Parker argued he never even read the back of the ticket. To him, it was just proof he dropped his bag off. So how could he possibly be bound by a rule he didn't even know existed? This one question is what the court had to figure out.
Now, the court didn't just give a simple yes or no answer. Instead, they came up with this really elegant solution, a test that's been used for almost 150 years. It created this crucial balance between a company's rules and, a customer's rights.
They came up with this principle of reasonable notice. And the idea is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. A company can't just bury rules in fine print and expect them to stick. They actually have to take reasonable steps to let you know those conditions are even there. At the end of the day, it's all about fairness.
And this whole idea was broken down into a really simple 3-step test. Let's just walk through it real quick. Step 1, did the person, in this case Mr. Parker, even know there was writing on the ticket? Okay, yeah, probably. Step 2, did he know or believe that writing actually contained conditions? That's a bit of a stretch, and that leads to the most important step, number 3. If he didn't know, did the company do enough to point it out to him? Something as easy as printing "See back for conditions" on the front could have changed everything. So, what was the final word on Mr. Parker's lost bag? Well, the decision established a rule that has echoed through time, stretching way beyond old, dusty railway stations and straight into our modern digital world. Seriously, you see this principle in action everywhere. That huge sign at the entrance to a parking garage saying they're not responsible for theft? That's the garage giving you reasonable notice. That little "I agree to the terms and conditions" checkbox you click online without reading? That is the modern version of the railway company pointing to the back of the ticket. It all comes back to Mr. Parker. So look, if you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this. The law doesn't actually say you have to sit there and read every single word of the fine print. But what it does demand is that you're given a fair and reasonable chance to. That's the balance. That's the protection you have. So I'll leave you with this little question. Go on, check your wallet, or scroll through your email confirmations. What hidden agreements are you carrying around with you right this second? Because thanks to a guy named Mr. Parker and his lost bag way back in 1877, you now know the fundamental rule that governs every single one of them.